Something important just happened at the United States Supreme Court. Last Friday marked one of the most significant conference days of the year for Second Amendment cases. Rifle bans, magazine bans, short-barreled rifles, suppressors. Nearly every major Second Amendment issue currently moving through the courts was on the table, and now we finally have answers. One of those cases, a case we've discussed multiple times, has officially been denied by the Supreme Court. That case is over, but several others survived for now. Today, we're breaking down which case was denied, what that decision means, and why the remaining cases could still reshape gun law across the country. If you find this kind of breakdown helpful, consider supporting the channel by subscribing and engaging with the video. It helps keep this coverage going and ensures more people stay informed on issues that directly affect their rights. Let's begin. Before we go any further, a quick note. This video is intended for educational and informational purposes only. We're discussing recent court rulings, legal challenges, and public policy debates surrounding the Second Amendment. Nothing in this video should be considered legal advice. Gun laws vary by state and can change quickly. If you have questions about your specific situation, always consult a qualified attorney and make sure you're following all applicable laws where you live. Section 1. A critical Supreme Court conference. Last Friday's Supreme Court conference was unusually significant. Among the cases considered were Duncan versus Bonta, the California magazine ban case Gators, Washington State's magazine ban challenge Viramontes, Illinois' assault weapon ban case Rush versus United States, a short-barreled rifle, and suppressor case. This wasn't a routine conference. These cases strike directly at the core of modern gun control, and the Supreme Court knows it. As usual, the court released its orders list the following Monday morning, and as always, reviewing that list is tense, because if a case appears under denied, it's finished. No appeal, no reconsideration. The lower court's ruling becomes permanent. Section 2. The case that was denied. The first major Second Amendment case listed under denials was Rush versus United States. Rush raised a straightforward but critical question. Does the Second Amendment protect the possession of unregistered short-barreled rifles that are commonly used for lawful purposes? Unlike many other Second Amendment cases, Rush reached the Supreme Court through a criminal appeal in the Seventh Circuit. The defendant argued that after Bruin, the federal restriction on short-barreled rifles could not survive constitutional scrutiny. The Seventh Circuit disagreed, relying on existing precedent. And now, with the Supreme Court declining to review the case, that ruling stands. Rush is over. Section 3. Why this denial matters. When the Supreme Court denies a case like Rush, it sends a clear signal not necessarily about the merits, but about the court's willingness to intervene. Historically, the Supreme Court has taken far more First Amendment cases than Second Amendment cases. Despite repeated statements from justices like Clarence Thomas that the Second Amendment is not a second-class right, the numbers tell a different story. This denial reinforces that concern. Section 4. The cases that survived after Rush was denied, attention immediately shifted to the remaining cases. Here's the key update. Duncan versus Bonta, not denied Gators, not denied Viramontes, not denied That Matters. If Duncan were denied, millions of law-abiding Californians could effectively become criminals overnight. For the moment, these cases remain alive. Section 5. The delay that could change everything. The Supreme Court does not have another scheduled conference until January 9th. That means these cases are likely being pushed to the next conference, marking their third appearance. For now, the injunction in Duncan remains in effect. Section 6. What the court may be waiting for. Many observers point to Justice Kavanaugh's statement during the denial of Snow. He suggested the Supreme Court will take up a major Second Amendment case, just not yet. So here's where things stand. Rush is gone, Duncan, Gators, and Viramontes remain alive. The next major decision point comes in January. Nothing changes today, but everything could change soon. Thanks for watching.